All right, what's up, Migo Lake Geeks and Freaks, or the My Migo Lake Geeks and Freaks? Yes. All right. So first of all, our Facebook group is now the Toys We Love, and we started it 2 weeks ago. There's about 100 and just under 150 people in there. Let's put that up there for that. You can feel free to ask questions and so on. I'll do my best to answer them. All right. So what are we going to talk about today? Buckets, all kinds of buckets. Fuck it, it's a bucket. All right. So instead of bringing all the collection of popcorn buckets I've brought down, there's been a lot of discussion about these. I was just talking to my friend Gilbert Rodriguez about, he just picked up the Tron popcorn bucket, which looks like an arcade game. He was telling me about that. He says it's really cool. So thought that was quite exciting. But they seem to be all the rage. We had the Fantastic Four Galactus bucket, which went for a whopping $79.99 and was selling out quickly, and apparently making its way. A lot of these buckets are making their way from the movie theaters to eBay because of those wonderful people we call scalpers who have a tendency to screw all of our shit up, right? Anyway, all right. So buckets they've been going up in price. They're really a brand new, well, a much larger revenue source for the movie theaters. Movie theaters have been suffering a bit. COVID was a big thing to kind of make that difficult for them. I went to the theaters during COVID. No offense to anyone. I just didn't buy into all that bullshit. We were fine. We actually had an event at the movie theater, filled it, and no problems. But regardless, whether you believe it or not, doesn't matter. What the point of this is that we're talking about the theaters are putting all kinds of buckets. Now, the three major theaters that I'm aware of are AMC, which is prevalent here over on the East Coast, Regal, which it's around. It's not as much around me as AMC. There's way more AMCs. And of course, Cinemark, which we don't think we have really too many over here in Jersey, or at least in the area I'm in. I have a tendency to wind up at AMC because it's just down the road. We had another one called Extreme Escape Theaters, the Extreme Theater, which was absolutely phenomenal. And then COVID put them out of business. Unfortunately, COVID fucked up a lot of businesses, or whatever, for whatever reason, people that just didn't want to go out, which probably is why there's so many crazies running around there locked in their homes too long. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, so popcorn buckets have been a big thing. They've come in plastic, they've come in metal, like a tin, and they've come in a combination of both. Most of the time, the newer buckets, I would say, they're pretty much made more for collectors or to get kids to get their parents to spend extra money when they go to the theater. It's not enough that you're paying, what is it, like $8 to $10 for a cup of soda. At AMC, you can refill as much as you want the machine, and it's a big cup, but it's quite a bit. And popcorn by us is anywhere from large, 10 to 13, I think, maybe $15 now for a bag of popcorn. So what AMC does, I don't know about the other theaters, but what AMC does is that when you buy one of their themed popcorn buckets for a movie, and not every movie gets them, obviously, there's some that do it, some don't. But if you buy them at AMC, you get the large popcorn for free. Now, some people open them up and put their popcorn in. I don't. I'm not greasing up a popcorn bin that I want to make a collectible with a bunch of buttery old popcorn. So I will just take it home and put it away and so on. There's all kinds of buckets that are coming out. There's ones they're doing for kids. They come in small sizes. Like I said, there's a bunch I did not bring down. I have they did, was it the new Captain America movie where Anthony Mackie's Captain America fought the Red Hulk. I forgot the name of it already. But they had a small Captain America head, the Anthony Mackie version, if you will, and that has a small amount of popcorn, like a kid size. And then they had a metal shield, and when you turn upside down, there's a plastic, it collapses, and you can pull it up, and then you twist it and it locks, and I have this bucket under the shield. Again, I don't want to fingerprint it all up, but that was part metal, part plastic. Some of the other ones I picked up over the years, which some of them have actually been quite cool, is the Nosferatu bucket. It looks nothing like a bucket. It literally looks like a coffin. It's got some nice embossing on it. It is raised, so it's not just flat. This one is all tin. And then what they actually did a nice job, even inside, they put rats. There's scratches on the floor and so on. Look like somebody's in there with their claws on the wall. So it's a really neat bucket. I bought all they had of these and wound up giving them out to friends who were looking for them that really wanted more people that had helped me out with a few things. What is up, Brian Sanchez? What's the subject? You are the subject today, Brian Sanchez. 5150 toys. Booyah! Yeah, we're talking about buckets. Lots of buckets, not Charlie buckets like Willy Wonka, just popcorn buckets. So this is one of my favorites. This one even says Nosferatu on the bottom, and they wrote it in a kind of cool old script. It's a neat toy. It's metal, so if you drop it, you're gonna fuck it up. So be careful. That one was from AMC. I don't know if Cinemark or Regal had them. Fortunately, I've been lucky enough to have some few friends. I've been able to go to the other theaters and pick a few things up. For example, I got the Fantastic Four car, the big one that was only available at Cinemark, thanks to Dan Samillo. It's a very good friend who picked it up for me and sent it to me over here in Jersey. The one thing I'm going to say before I forget is I found out that each one of these places, Cinemark, AMC, and Regal Cinema, they all have stores online. So they've gone from just being movie theaters, right, back in the day, which was great. Go in, buy your ticket, race to get the best seat you can before other people got in there. And so on to now, it's like everything else, merchandising. Even your airports are malls now, right? You can't walk into a larger airport without it being a mall and get stuck in there. And at least you're not bored, but, you know, they charge you double for everything. However, the movie theaters have come up with some really great stuff, and you can buy them online now. So you can buy them online. Some of them, I think all of them had a thing. If you signed up and you bought something within 10 days, you got a 15% discount. Sometimes they have old stock. You get them for a discount. There's a few up there I'd like to get. Problem is room. That's always a concern where to put them all. Again, you know, keeping them finding space and then acquiring them if they're available. The Galactus popcorn bucket, you know, people loved it. It's gigantic. It's $80. It's a lot of money for a popcorn bucket. Even these were that Nosferatu bucket was $28, which isn't too bad because they were getting upwards in the 30s, 40s, 50s. Now you got this Galactus bucket for $80, which they said is out of stock, but they pop up here and there. I'll show you a couple others that I got. This one was kind of cool. I went to see the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This is a tin bucket. It almost looks like a waste can, and then it has this plastic lid. So it's just a bucket. It had some very cool graphics on it. I love Planet of the Apes. I mean, who didn't as a kid? I don't know. The movie was good for me. I liked it. Then it has this plastic top, and then inside this top, there's I don't even know how to open the damn thing, to be honest. I think this top pops off. Inside there's like a keychain or something that's in there that you can, this snaps off with a screwdriver or something. There's like a keychain or something in there, and so be it. Just like Planet of the Apes and off it, right? I guess I should be honored if I'm the subject. Yes, you should be honored if you're the subject, Brian Sanchez. You are honored. I'm going to get you your own theme song. Now, this one came up the other day because I was talking to my buddy David Gunn about it. And we were talking about the Fast and Furious, and this was pretty cool. I bought a few of these. This is from the Fast and Furious 10, which I thought was ridiculous. The movie was a little ridiculous. Driving down the side of like the Hoover Dam or some shit is ridiculous. And was it not the same one that had him in outer space in the car? I mean, like, just crazy. But it's a movie, right? But this is Dom's Charger, and the whole top opens, and then the popcorn would go here in the middle. The cool thing about this is the wheels spin. So it's actually a rollable car, if you will. The doors do not open, but like I said, the top comes off. It lifts up almost like a full convertible, and then you have the room inside for it. But it's cool. It's plastic. It's quite cool. It's a neat little popcorn bucket, if you will. All right. This is the last. Actually, I have a couple others I'm going to show you. So this is from the Transformers movie. I'll open this up for you. This one is a combination of plastic and metal. No, it does not transform. It is Optimus Prime, but which way is this open? I think it's this way. Here is your popcorn bucket. This is tin. Front part's plastic. Does it roll? Yes, it does. So that's what I'm saying. These are getting farther and farther from being buckets and more to being toys or collectible toys, which are pretty cool. This one I happen to like. I really do. I think it's pretty cool. So it doesn't transform or anything, but it's a nice thing. And I think this was from I think it was Rise of the Beasts, where they go down to Peru, if I remember correctly. But again, I bought a couple of these. Not all of them. Just bought this. I think I bought 2. Maybe I bought 3. And I usually buy them to give them to friends who can't find them and are looking for them. if they like, not to resell or scalp. I never resell these things. Always give them away. All right. So let's get into some of the other stuff. So I want to show you guys some quote unquote vintage popcorn buckets. But this is back in the day when if you went to see Spider-Man or Pirates of the Caribbean or something like that, you didn't have to spend 25, 35, 45, 50, or even $80 to get a popcorn bucket. You bought a large popcorn. Some of the times these were just included as a kind of a premium to get you to go see the movie or to get you excited for it. And some of them were just a couple of bucks. So I'm just going to show some, try and find out the years on them if you can. I'm going to go back in time a little bit because I forgot I had these. This actually happened because I was talking to David about buckets. And you'll notice that the buckets have transitioned to what used to be with handles into one that doesn't. So this is from the Avengers Age of Ultron. I forgot when the movies came out. You guys can probably figure it out yourself. I forgot, but I thought this was a really nice bucket. They did a nice imprint on it and so on. It's not a giant bucket, but the buckets have also traditionally seemed to get smaller, just like the large popcorns and so on. They're getting smaller and they're charging you more, but it's a pretty cool bucket. I thought that was pretty cool. This was from the Power Rangers movie, and this one is dated. Oh my God, I'm wearing glasses to see this shit. I can't see anymore. This is March 24th. It doesn't put the year on it, but I guess we could go look it up. I'm not really a Power Rangers fan, but I was like, fuck it. We're going to the movies, Amanda. We're going to watch it. Take my daughter. Let's get the bucket came with it. Buy the large popcorn. Again, these little bitch. Here we go. This is Disney. Here we go. This is Pirates of the Caribbean. I guess Dead Men Tell No Tales. May 26th. I don't know the year on it. 2017. So again, these are just buckets, handled buckets for your popcorn. They would actually put the popcorn in these. You weren't getting these. You weren't getting these for free. Here we go. Berry Plastics, Evansville, Indiana, May 2017. There you go. Made in the USA. There's your little stamp. But they weren't. They weren't having you buy these. These just came with it. And I don't even know. I saved these. I forgot I had them. Of course, I got it when I went there. This is March 25th, 2016. This was Batman versus Superman, which I did not like the movie very much at all. We did this as a promo for our clients. It was our least attended film. It was full, but it wasn't packed like it normally is. It's okay. It's got some imprint stuff. But again, just a bucket. Right? What else is there? What is this one? Oh, here we go. Venom. This was the original Venom movie, only in theaters. This bucket's pretty cool. They did print it they did in black plastic. Got a nice kind of matte finish to it as opposed to the other one. This is 2018. God, man, I can't believe how long ago it was since these movies came out. There's your Venom. I like that. I love Tom Hardy as an actor. I think he's great. He's great. He's very diverse. I didn't realize he was British. Black Panther. This is February 2018. Again, just a black bucket. It's definitely got a really, really nice little print there. It's kind of the movie poster on there. Some of them, they just did the poster of the movie. Like some of these black buckets, and then some of them, you see there were other things. And again, these are from AMC. This was The Predator. This is from, is it year? I don't see a year. It doesn't show the year. I don't remember when it came out, but they're kind of in order, so it's probably around that same time. The Predator, if you will. Again, they're putting the poster basically on as the bucket design. So you didn't really pay anything for them, but they were quite cool. This was Captain Marvel on March 8th. Of course, it has a Coke ad on it. Zero sugar Coke. This is 2018 when this came out. Again, if you got the large popcorn, the bucket came with it. Why not get the large popcorn? When we are at AMC, it's not even worth getting a smaller popcorn. Matter of fact, I'll give you some advice. If you go to AMC, sign up for the AMC Stubs program for free. The Stubs program is great. You get all kinds of points, and then you add to it. Amanda and I were going to the movies almost every week. We had so many points signed up. I think we went to the movie like 4 times for free with food and everything. Look who's here. Custom God. Hello. Those would make good Halloween. But yeah, they do make good Halloween buckets. The ones with the handles do. They kind of started taking those off, right? This is April 27th. And this is the Avengers Infinity War bucket. Again, they just took the poster and put it on. And again, this was a free bucket if you bought it. And what I was kind of shown is that they realized they could start making money on this shit, right? Here's Spider-Man, July 2017, July 7th. Homecoming. Again, the movie poster, that's it. But these are cool buckets. They're easy to stack, right? I can put these away. I can hold on to them. What do I do with them? They've been sitting in the cabinet. Matter of fact, they were there so long I forgot I had them. These other buckets are great. They're great to display with some of our stuff. So why did you dress up as for that movie? Which one, Sanchez? Batman, Super. Oh, when we did Batman versus Superman. No, we didn't dress. I didn't dress up for that one. That was back in the early days. I wasn't dressing up back then. That was a much different thing. I think I wore like probably a Batman t-shirt or a Superman t-shirt. It wasn't until later I realized if we go in characters, when we did Star Wars and we had the 501st Legion guys come in. Some of them come in because somebody who works with me, her friends were running the Jersey chapter, so we were bringing them in, and they came in and people loved them. I mean, the people couldn't wait to take pictures with them. Sorry, just make sure I didn't get stuff coming. They couldn't wait to take pictures with them. They were lining up, and then what used to happen is we'd have the theater to ourselves. Nobody else would come in. I mean, literally nobody else would come in. And then all of a sudden, I started posting things on LinkedIn about, hey, we're doing this event. And then shortly after, we had other companies started doing movie events. Now, there were other companies that did movie events, but none of them have ever done what we've done, gone to the extent to theme the theater and dress up and give away stuff. They just show the movie. They talk about their products. They get you the movie, list of products off. They go, we don't do that. We do it for customers to have a good time, and they love it. And we give away so much stuff. It's ridiculous. From life-size cardboard cutouts we have out in the theater, we give those. Everything gets given away. Everything we decorate gets given away, so it's pretty neat, except for our pop-up banners. So later we learned to do all that. The whole popcorn bucket thing open. Yeah, it seems to be the current rage. Like Funko. Yeah, I agree with you there. Oh, David Eon. I don't know if that's LPH or David Eon with Open by Chance. What's up, brother? The King of Toys is here, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean the real King of Toys, not that fake-ass onion guy that's trying to do it. Yeah, you're right. The popcorn bucket thing it's like exploding. There's so many cool buckets. I mean, some of them are, matter of fact, Sanchez and I were talking the other day in a group, and I think they're doing a Michael Myers one. And if I remember correctly, it's not something I probably want to give to my kid. It's pretty, I mean, you're an adult, it's a plastic bucket, but it's pretty scary. Matter of fact, this is probably one of my favorite buckets here, which I forgot to show. And this I literally picked up at this is the Jaws bucket that I picked up at the theater. I didn't get to see the movie again at the theater, but this is my favorite. I mean, it's a really good representation of the shark. The mouth opens, in goes your popcorn, off you go. Funny thing, I talked about this is these went on sale before they got to the theater. They were sold out. Then they got to the theater and they were like $40-$50. I think I bought mine for $40 or $50, I forget. And then I found them on Walmart.com. Somebody was selling them for $20. I'm like, is that the real deal? And it was the actual same bucket. In the end, I found out by checking the bottom and so on. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. I mean, as much as I'm terrified of sharks, I think they're amazing creatures, which is why I'm terrified of them. Some of the things I was going to show you real quick. These are actually some of the original cups that they had, right? So again, these were you buy a large soda, you got the cup. Black Panther, similar to the bucket. I probably doubles of this. Yep. Some of these probably Amanda had. This was the Pirates of the Caribbean. Like I said, I don't reuse these cups. We have two of these. I guess Amanda and I are getting. We usually probably got one popcorn, two cups. Power Rangers. Yep. Same thing. These match the buckets, I think. Predator. I love that. It's a great thing. It's another Predator. Of course, then we have the Captain Marvel, which is an okay movie. It's my favorite. But, of course, the Coke advertisements subsidize it. Civil War. This was great. I don't know why I don't have a popcorn bucket from Civil War. I'm assuming if they made the cup, they did a bucket, unless it's missing, but I kind of kept everything together. Maybe I just didn't feel like getting popcorn that day, or maybe they were out of buckets, but I love this. Iron Man and Captain America are my two favorite heroes, if you will. Venom, of course, same as the bucket. Yeah, there's two of everything because Amanda and I put together. And this one I love. So this was the Avengers Infinity War cup. And I just love it. It's kind of like, it looks like it's kind of, I don't know what they call it, chromed out, if you will, which is pretty neat. You've got all your characters, Hulk, Black Widow. I know, funny how they put the spider in her eye, so you could know that was a Black Widow. I guess you wouldn't know, just a female character. Iron Man, we got Thor. That was pretty cool, and so on. So those are some. So those are some of the buckets. I do have other buckets upstairs. I've collected theme buckets. I think they're really great. I like the direction you're going to with your background. Oh, you like that. They turn on the light, you can see some of that. Yeah. Mama said they're so ornery because they got all them teeth, but no toothbrush. So the one thing that I did go see the Superman movie, the Legacy movie, if you will. It just came out. Am I the only one? I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. To me, it was like a comic book. I don't really read comic books like you guys are experts in them. I'm not, but it was like a comic book. The dialogue, and it was just that kind of innocent type thing. I thought the guy had made Superman very human to me, even though he's not supposed to be, but I thought he was very relatable, him getting hurt and bleeding and so on. But I did get the popcorn bucket AMC. Looks like an old newspaper machine where you put the quarter in and then you open the front, you pull your newspaper. When you're on your order, take one, right? So it's tin. It's okay. It's upstairs. But then they did a cup with a lid. Oh, actually, I have one more to show you. They have a cup with a lid, and then on top you got one of several random things. At my AMC only had, it was a Superman metal keychain that sticks on top, but they had different, figures, I guess, action figures, if you will, not posable or anything, but they had Superman, a couple others you could get. Which reminds me, I actually have these as well, which I thought these were cool. I'm going to die when I do this because it's going to probably knock down a whole ton of shit that I have, which it will. Because, yep, that's going to happen. All right. So the plastic bags are in, but this was Godzilla Kong, the New Empire. It's pretty cool because one side you've got Kong and Brown, and then the other side you've got Godzilla. But what makes this one a little unique is, let's see if we can do that. There you go. It's two separate skinny popcorn buckets, so you can split it amongst your kids. And off you go, and then it goes back together. This way, this way. Sorry. So this is pretty cool. But what was really neat about the set with this was not the bucket itself. Let me show you the cups that you could get. And I had to buy all three. I couldn't take it because there's no way I could choose between which ones I wanted and didn't want. So let's bring these up. These were so David. It's so funny. Like I watched David and open my chance to his videos, and they're so good and professional. He's all full of information, all this shit, and everything's like planned out and really well done. And then I come in, and I'm like, oh, hold on a second, let me go get my shit. So they did Godzilla Kong, the New Empire, and then you had the Kong cup, and then these are these little plastic things. You can remove your figure from that. I mean, they're not posable, but they are some sort of toy, not really an action figure, more just a figure. And there's pegs to put them on, like the old Star Wars figures, if I could find it. And then they snap in, and that seems to be the kind of thing. And then you could put your straw in there so that it fits. We had this one, which is Scar King. Again, he's the bad guy, the bad red ape, if you will. But this one, even though I don't love this interpretation of Godzilla as much as the old, Tojo films, the old Japanese ones, they did do Godzilla. And the figure, let's take him off. Here's Godzilla himself. I mean, the pose is pretty cool where he's going. But what I don't love about this Godzilla that they did in this modern one is he has such a tiny head. I guess after growing up with the Japanese movies, Ultraman and Godzilla and King Kong, even though King Kong looks a little ridiculous in those films, but Godzilla just didn't have that tiny little head. And I'm not saying that it's not cool or anything. It's just not my thing per se so much. Speaking of little heads, Brian Sanchez, do you have anything you want to add? I love Sanchez. Him and I go back and forth all day and nonstop. All right, I'm going to show you one other thing that's not popcorn buckets, but they are buckets, and these are nowhere as near exciting. And I think David Eon talked about these quite a bit, or talked about at least once. I know I remember. So we went to Burger King yesterday, right? And we did pick up the Burger King bucket for $2. It's tiny. I actually thought it was the same company that did the McDonald's because they're very similar, but it's a little different. It might be the same company, but the bucket's a tiny bit smaller. And of course, the handle's different, the Burger King and so on. But this was the bucket. Now, the one thing I want to say is the bucket was only $2, so why not get it? That's where I'm going to be storing the Burger King Scooby-Doo Halloween figures. There's only 6 of them, so it's pretty easy to get. And they don't, where we are, they don't just give out like the one week, the one the next. No, they randomize them. So you can actually ask and they'll give them to you. I got one left to get Daphne. I think Ray's looking to get that for me. But, there's, you can collect them all pretty easily. So the bucket was okay. But then I went back and I went in the closet when I was digging something out and I found these last night. These are terrible. I mean, these were the McDonald's buckets from a couple of years ago. This is the McPumpkin. I mean, it's same kind of idea as the Burger King bucket. I guess it's kind of the same material, but this is when it just got weak, right? I think David, you had spoken about the buckets where they used to have the lid and they were cool. This was here's what the lids were, if you will, on these. They were putting these cardboard plastic colors. Yeah, so they put the covers on the top. That was the top of your bucket for your Happy Meal, and then you had these stickers we could decorate what was on the back. I mean, say the shit's weak is I mean the minimal I could say about that. And then this was the following year. I mean, again, they're just shitty. I don't even know why I bought them. I think we went to get Happy Meals and so on. And then of course the blue one. I did not get them all, but again, all these came with these, these shitty sticker sheets and puzzles. How many can you find? I mean, shit's weak. The problem is you can't stack them either without pulling off the handles because there's no way to stack the damn thing. So yeah, so that was that. But just a little interesting thing. So this year we were talking that McDonald's is doing nada for Halloween. I just said to someone, is they doing nothing? Halloween and Christmas are my understanding are the two biggest holidays to cash in on, and McDonald's is, and I think they're giving out these. I think it's a Korean boy band, little kind of, I don't know what they are, figurines, almost like a Funko, if you will. But I guess they found they're getting more money out of those, which blew me away because Burger King took the opposite approach. Burger King did everything themed. They've themed the menu. They've themed the food. They have buckets. They have toys. The Scooby-Doo toys I have upstairs, if you will. They're pretty cool. But for example, you can get a big, I'm not saying you want this, but you can get a Big Mac that's actually the color purple. You get one that's orange. The fries, the mummy fries. The mozzarella fries are called mummy fries, and they come in what looks like a case that has like a mummy on it, just design. The chicken nuggets, if you will, are shaped like bats and fangs. Not just the nuggets are actually bats and fangs. And then they come in a paper coffin box. It's really cool. What else do they have? I mean, basically everything there has been themed. They have a special shake, mozzarella sticks. Everything's got something to do with Halloween, which I think is really cool. And then, of course, they have a regular Big Mac and regular food if you don't want the colored one. But I thought that was pretty cool. What's that? Mickey D's ain't doing nothing. That is true. Let's see. Open by Chance Davis says they suck now. And they have that stupid safety guard on the handle to keep you from putting your head in it. Is that what that's for? Are you shitting me? That's what that is? To keep you from, well, first of all, only a little kid could put their head in there. I mean, you got to be kidding me. That's what that's for? Holy mother of God. I had no idea how Melograno's Pasta to Go is giving out the new Lincoln Monster figure. That's true. Melograno's Pasta to Go is the sister company, Melograno's Inflatables. We will be giving out the new Lincoln Monster figures. Absolutely. But yeah, I didn't know that, David. That's so funny. You have like knowledge of things I can't believe sometimes. So, all right. So that's how you don't stick your head in there. Now I'm going to say this. Unfortunately, and I'm not saying everybody in the world, but I think, in my opinion, I think lawyers and judges have destroyed the world because you can't get anything anymore. You can't do shit without getting worried about something legal going on. I mean, this is the result of that. Lawyers making money off stupid shit, people filing dumb claims. We don't have Kinder Eggs anymore. Why don't we have Kinder Eggs? Because a kid choked on them. A kid ate the thing whole and choked on it. Why would you take away the toys from the entire population? What you should be doing is going after the parents that aren't taking care of their kids and teaching them, don't do stupid shit and try and shove an entire chocolate egg in your mouth. First of all, a kid shouldn't be able to put a chocolate egg in his mouth unless he's really got a big mouth, and parents should be watching it. Reminds me of the old days of Beavis and Butthead where they tried to sue MTV because if you remember in those days, Beavis used to go around going, fire, fire, fire. And I think a 5-year-old tried to set his 2-year-old sister on fire with a lighter or matches or something while he was watching Beavis and Butthead. So they go after MTV. They go, you should be going after the mother and the father of those kids that one lets them watch Beavis and Butthead because it's not on during the day. It's late at night. They shouldn't be watching. It's an adult channel, and they should not let these kids have access to a lighter, nor should a 5-year-old know how to light a lighter, from my opinion. But anyway, that's my opinion. So, but you get lawyers that come in and step all over that shit and screw it up. So that's just kind of my thing. Handle is considered a choking hazard. Oh my God, it's a choking hazard. You got to be kidding me. Jesus Christ. People crack me up when we were kids. I mean, come on. Did anybody ever watch the old Saturday Night Live Saturday Night Live show? And I'm talking back to the days of Dan Aykroyd in the 70s. They did one with the toy was Johnny Switchblade, and it was literally Amigo Fonzie. Remember with the thumbs up that he would throw switchblades up? And I think it was Dan Aykroyd was the toy manufacturer selling it. And the guy's like, isn't that dangerous for kids or something? So they went back and forth a little bit. And then in the end, it's like the guy, I think it was Dan Aykroyd, was saying, well, anything could be dangerous. And he's like, well, not this, the guy's like, well, how about this Nerf ball? This isn't dangerous. It's a Nerf ball. And Dan Aykroyd, I think it was Dan Aykroyd, he takes the ball, he starts shoving his mouth. He's like, I try to, like a kid could choke on this, that kind of shit. It's the same kind of shit. It's just utter stupidity, if you will. But the parents are to blame. Yes, I agree. The parents are to blame, and no judge should ever let that go to court. He should have thrown that shit out and said, that's ridiculous. Take on the parents, not that stuff. But there's where the world's going to here. Apparently we have more, we're the most litigious nation in the world, apparently. So I'll sue you. Keep paying the lawyers tons of money for dumb shit. I like the old days when we used to settle it in the Wild West. Yep. We'll just settle it that way. Or Roman gladiator days. Sanchez loved the old days of the Roman gladiator ship. He would go out and come down on people with his morning star and his battle axe. Take my trash. Stay out of my yard. That kind of crap. A bag of glass, trash you can see. Prison. Yeah, there you go. There's so much crazy shit. But anyway, that's kind of the stuff that I was going to show you guys today. I do have other popcorn buckets. I don't want to bring them all down. It's way too much. But I don't know. Are you guys collecting any popcorn buckets? I know some people are, some people aren't. I'm kind of a fan of these older ones. Like I said, this one, the oldest one I have, I guess, is 2016. So it's it's going to be 10 years old. And I like the idea. I like that I can stack them and put them away. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 popcorn buckets here alone. And there's probably 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's 16 cups, and it doesn't take that much room. What am I going to do with them? Nothing. I don't know. Just another thing to take up space. Maybe one day get rid of them. But I do love the idea of the cup with the figurine that's removable, and I think that's cool if it's something that you like to collect. But they're coming out with so many, and like I said, it's hard to keep up because you've got Cinemark, Regal, and AMC are the three that I know that are doing stuff. I'm sure there's other places that are doing them too. There's other places that are doing Halloween type stuff and so on, but the popcorn buckets are just, I think it's like the new toy craze, if you will, the new collection. We were talking about the other day, Sanchez. We had some other ones. He's leaving, Sanchez leaving, but we had a couple things we were talking about bucket wise. I'm trying to think that was coming out. The black, did you see the one from Black Phone? Somebody put it up and said, it's not really a popcorn bucket, but you can actually hang it on a wall and you can pick it up and it talks to you when you press the button, kind of stuff, or you dial it or whatever it is. So there's some neat stuff out there. They did I have a Venom bucket, which kind of looks like one of these black buckets, but it's got a little Venom head on it coming out. But that was from AMC. But Regal did one where it's just the top part of Venom with his head back, and you open it up, kind of like the Jaws thing there, and just all kinds of good stuff. But anyway, that's kind of where we're at. That's what I did. So I'm glad you guys watched. Thank you so much. Listen, if you're not in our group, The Toys We Love, please come check it out. Also, please go see my good friends at Open by Chance, David and LPH. They do great videos. I just looked, they're up to 12.3 thousand subscribers. And if I remember correctly, not last summer, but the summer before, I think they were at like 3,600. So they are exploding, which I think is fantastic. They do really good stuff. David is an absolute encyclopedia of information on stuff that I never even knew existed. So we're going to do some more videos. Mine are definitely not as consistent. They come and go as I find things. There's plenty more to do in this loony bin over here. I'd like to kind of do a real tour one day. I got to clean up a few things around on here that I've been sorting out, getting together, and then maybe do another live. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Feel free to invite your friends to come into the group. We have an open room. It's open discussion. We don't kick. We don't hate. We don't ban. We don't do any of that shit. It's a place you guys come and have a little bit of freedom.